everyone, what's going on? I am full of jitterbugs because LA Style TV just left, which was super exciting. They straight up set up a set inside of my home, so some of the remnants are still here. But we did an interview and it was so incredible, and I just felt amped to hop on and share with you, dovetailing from that into this, that after I was sharing in the interview, the host made a comment of like, oh, that's so sincere. And I laughed and I said, sincerity is my credential. And then I'm like, I have to tell everyone that because a lot of people don't know that that could be your credential too. And something that I came up against when I was starting my journey was that I didn't think I was ready, or I didn't think I was prepared. So many people out there want to start something, embark on something, call themselves a coach, an expert, an authority, and they're going through rounds of certification and getting degrees, which degrees are good, but when you have 10, that's kind of the extent to which you want to pursue that. Waiting to be told that they've won something or acknowledged for something, essentially waiting for the credentials to give them permission to call themselves what they want to call themselves, to do what they want to do, to pursue what they want to pursue. Ultimately, if you are seeking credentials all over the place in your life, you're actually seeking permission. And I learned that the hard way because I kept thinking like, who's going to give me the permission to call myself like an on-air personality? And one day I had a really embarrassing conversation with someone I was talking to, and I'm like, hey, I'm on the air these hours, like, can I refer to myself as that? And they thought that I was kidding. Of course, I asked the tech guy. He was amazing. But he goes, oh, you're too funny. And then I really realized that, oh my God, I can start calling myself that now. I can start doing the things that I want to do now because I've earned my credential, which is I sincerely am out to do this for a living. I am sincerely out to share my truth. So sincerity is the only credential you really need in life if you want to move people, if you want to touch people. If you're worried that you're not telling the truth or they're going to think you're underqualified, you're probably not sharing in a way to connect. You're probably sharing in a way to control. So think about this. In your conversations, if you're thinking, like, ooh, do I have what it takes? And you're not sure and you're tiptoeing, chances are you might be entering a conversation to communicate to control versus to communicate to connect. Two very different things. Controlling, you're trying to force an outcome, you're not present, and you're listening to the other person like they have something that you need to feel sufficient. Or like maybe you're asking them a question, and if that no comes at you, it's gonna hard, heavy hit you to death or something along those lines. And you're entering the conversation from a place of control and persuasion, almost like manipulation. It's all coming from a place where you think that you lack the sufficient credentials to be telling them or asking them whatever it is that you're going to tell them or ask them. And ultimately, if it's your truth, if you're sincere about it, if you are aligned, then that is the only credential you need. That is the only permission that you need. I used to think like one day someone was going to come and knock at my door and be like, oh, we knew you've been wanting to do this for your life. Come with us. That knock's never going to happen. That person's never going to come to your door. If you've been thinking about doing something or really motivated to take the action, but you haven't because you're waiting for something, this is what I'm talking about. Look inside of yourself and say, what is my purpose? Like, what is my mission in this world? And how am I communicating it out there? Am I communicating it in a way that's like, well, maybe, and if, are you looking for outside sources to validate what you're passionate about, what you actually know that you can bring to the world as is, whole, perfect, and complete? And it's all about transparency in communication, I'm learning, because remember the control thing that I just mentioned? The control thing comes from designing your conversation, carefully calculating and using the words to try and hit and land them a certain way. Sometimes you get an outcome you really like, but were you present? Did you enjoy it? And did you feel sincere? Or did you feel like you kind of manipulated the conversation to get the answer that you wanted? True enrollment into what you're doing, true connection, true feelings that, oh my God, I'm not doing anything bad or anything selfish. I'm just being sincere in my life, comes from sharing presently. That means listening to what the person says and responding with the truth. That is what I was so afraid of for so long. I'm like, if anyone knows the truth, or if I don't really calculate, try to figure out which way this conversation is going to go, I'm going to die and I'm going to sink or swim. And that was me, again, surviving in the survival state versus the actually living, because true happiness can't come from controlling. It has to come from connecting. And I've recently discovered this in leadership and sharing truthfully, because I realized that through all these things that I'm doing, I just finished an interview, which was exciting, and I have the book and all of this stuff. A part of me, and this is like not even a year back, a part of me was like, is there a self component to this? Like, I feel that I want to help the world, but how is being on all these platforms helping? And I was really afraid of that self spotlight, if you will. And then I got this divine message, like from Spirit, and it was like, wow. It was like, Erica, you're a philosopher. I'm like, whoa. And essentially what I'm doing is living out my life, developing and cultivating philosophy to help others live theirs well, live theirs fully, live theirs to amount to everything that they were put on here to amount to. And I'm committed to that because I'm a vessel. Every public figure, every philosopher, Socrates, Einstein, like if you know a person's work, you know it because they were put into the limelight somehow by someone else thrusting them there or them getting themselves heard. And I, at one point, was like really sad and angry, and I felt trapped and scared. And it was through me watching other people, through them sharing what they've learned, sharing their philosophies with me, binge watching it, like literally, that I got to feel free and freedom. And I got to cultivate this life. After some personal circumstances happened, I was like really at a low point. And it was through watching others be their best selves and share that I got to live freer. And so now I can, versus control, asking someone like, hey, can I share with you what I'm working on or what I have or can I contribute to you? I used to feel schnikey, like it was a self-interest. Now I feel completely connected, like I am right in this moment, because I'm sharing that I am a philosopher and a vessel, and I want to contribute to you. I want you to be able to access my truths to find your own. And if that means following along, watching here, whatever it is, in fact, perfect. I have a new community, and I'll leave the link somewhere above or below or wherever the heck this is. And if you are committed to accessing your highest truth and following others who have accessed different sort of philosophies to contribute to, let me lead you. Let me contribute to what you're building in this life. You do not need to do it alone. If you leave your email somewhere here, once a week, popping into your inbox is a video like this and some content to think about, like to apply to your life real time. If you're out of school, this is the best supplement. Start working that brain. Start getting mentally fit again. I literally found my light through binge watching other people share. And I realized that all these platforms and stuff that I want to participate in are the opposite of selfish. I am here to help the world become a happier, better place by people pursuing their passion as their professions and the like. So anyway, I love you. I hope I connected with you. I'm unattached to the yes or the no at the end of that request, and that's the true beauty, and it's because I just shared sincerely. Sincerity is the credential that I need, not only to pursue the things I want to do, but sincerity is also the credential that I need to share authentically without controlling and just connecting. So I hope you took something from this. I love you. Some of you are in the community. If you're not, leave your email, and I love you, and let's stay connected.